What's up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to April Showers Bring Me Flowers, this time with the season finale, I believe. Great episode last week. I really like the Brock and Ugo Sudani segment we had in the first half. There was also a bit of a promising situation going on with, I forget both of the characters' names, but the Gyaru and the kind of very talkative boy. They had a little, there was a little moment between them, I think, last episode, which I was not expecting whatsoever. So that would pick up too much on that today. I do want this one to focus mainly on Tabata and Ueno. Honestly, I've really loved the moments between them, but it feels like in these last kind of 3-4 weeks we haven't had too much of them together. Apart from the end of last week's episode where we finally did get the confession from Ueno. So I'm very excited to continue off where we did leave off. But yeah, again, I've got to say they've focused a bit more on the side casts over the last few weeks. So it'd be good to just have like a main focus on these two today. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. Bro's moaning. A teenage girl. I want to win her. Yeah, I'll be getting pissed off as well. Good advice. He's always gives some good advice. Oh, look who's it. Oh, come on. It's way too late to be getting screamy. Your chance of Ueno's done. So, yeah. Let's hope she can reveal her true self in front of other people. That's the next kind of step for Ugo Sudani, isn't it? She shouldn't have too many qualms about doing it in front of Ueno now, you'd think. Her tone of voice is very much like a normal self. When I say normal self, I mean true self. Yeah. One of my favourites, one of my absolute favourites. Good choice. Sweeter than berry. Sometimes berries are pretty sour, you know. I had some the other day, and they were horrible. They were horribly. I'm not a big fan of sour things, to be honest with you. I don't mind a bit of sour, but they were just nasty. Berries I had. Man, have any of you guys been in that kind of period of like you're depressed? You think it's love, but when you're like depressed over something like this, you just you absolutely just watch a bunch of romance movies and such. I've definitely done that before. So you just drown yourself in sadness. Not even more. You think you'd want to like get away from it, but you end up like drowning yourself in more of like that similar kind of feeling. Oh dear. The atmosphere. It's overwhelming. I don't think it's the time for small talk, to be honest. Yeah, I feel like the good thing we can do here is have a good girly talk. I feel like this is essential. Yeah. Okay, this whole episode she's been herself is really nice and refreshing to see, actually. Because like last week was quite funny in general. Like every romance anime I watched as we're getting like to the end of the seasons, every one of them had the kind of confession scene. Like all of them. It was quite funny. There is a formula and it does work. I said earlier about like the fact she should have some girly talk. It's not really the type of thing guys really want to do, to be honest with you. So I I don't think this will be too appreciated. Maybe you should guys just talk to each other. Nice. You do it, bro. Let's hope he asks the Garu. Doesn't sound like it though. That is her as well, isn't it? The Garu. This guy has failed successfully right here, I think. He has failed successfully. Like that was absolutely the right thing to do. Good, good. Honestly, like she's a much lovelier person than who goes through Dani anyway. So yeah, failed successfully, 100% right there. So as a boy, I can definitely attest to, like, I've definitely gone for the worse, more kind of sexy, attractive option when there have been perhaps nicer women and nicer people that I should have or could have chosen instead. Like, yeah, sometimes as guys we just go for the most, like, attractive kind of surface level, and it usually is the worst option I've found. I think there was one time, maybe twice, that was like a good choice for me, but yeah, much more often than not, it wasn't. I imagine hearing that about you, like like you're the butt of the joke like this. Like, absolutely hate it. I hate people talking about people like this, like in this kind of, yeah. It really, like, frustrates me in real life, and I mean, it's actually more acceptable in anime because you're like, yes, it's obviously not real. But in, like, real life, it happens much more often in real life. I hate walking into, like the changing rooms, or at school, for example, like when you're walking down the hall or something, you hear people talk about people in like a bad way, and you imagine a situation like this where the person that they are talking about walks in and hears it, and you just, like, imagine how they feel. Like, what would you feel like when you've heard that? You'd feel like you're worth nothing. You'd feel like it's horrible, and I hate. It's like my number. I'm not even sure it's like a um. What's the word for it? It's like my biggest ick, my biggest kind of gripe. Like, it's just something I absolutely just hate, just with every fibre of my being. A situation like this, and like, if someone tries to get me involved in talking about a situation like this, they probably think I'm an asshole, but I don't ever respond. I don't ever, like, I won't respond to it. Like, yeah, I think you can tell that I don't get involved in stuff like this. And again, that's definitely kind of affected, probably inadvertently affected, kind of social situations I've been with people. Maybe they think I'm weird, but it's just something really just like, yeah, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's just like it's something that does make it feel like the worst thing ever to me. I don't know, but yeah, like, I just imagine how she must feel hearing that and be like, wow, like, sounds so stupid, but it's almost worse than assault. Like, it's just like you're assaulting someone's, like, whole character. Yeah, I don't know. I'll stop going on about it, but like I keep saying, it's one of my, like, absolute worst, most hated things, and it's especially common at schools and such, obviously, isn't it? But as I said, it's actually awfully common in the adult world as well, like at work, and again in, like, football and such. There's always people talking about how other people are doing and such, and yeah, can't stand it. Well, switch it up, bro, because you've made a bad choice. And I think it's sort of a little bit easier like this. I've definitely had situations. Sorry to pause again so quickly, but I've definitely had situations where I've gotten along better with women when I don't kind of. She isn't, like, this is gonna sound horrible, but like my intended target. It's gonna sound like a sniper or something. Yeah, when I've, like, not had any kind of romantic, like, I do specifically remember one relationship I had. It was probably one of my longest relationships, probably the most attractive girl I've been with as well. Was just like I randomly met her, just like sitting down one day, and yeah, just like it randomly, like, came about. It's not ever. It wasn't a case of like we just really got along, and there wasn't any romantic interest or anything beforehand. It just, like, ended up going really well. I do feel like those situations do come off a lot better here, where he hasn't got much of a romantic interest. It's a lot less awkward and maybe a little bit less kind of a thing because he doesn't initially like her. Whereas with Ugo Sudani, it would be a lot more awkward. It would be a lot more kind of quiet, and he'd be a lot more shy and kind of reserved and scared. It's a lot easier of a situation, and as I said, I feel like I thrive much more in these kind of situations where it's maybe not exactly what you expected, and you've got no kind of anxieties about it, rather than when you do. But yeah, apologies guys, I'll stop yapping now. So yeah, I think this is a real big blessing in disguise for him, to be honest. I can understand he might feel a bit awkward or pissed off here, but hopefully he gets a look at the bigger picture. The return of the living Gyaru. Or perhaps reverse psychology is that it was an excuse just to get you here. He knew that you would think that it would be a formality. The tingle. This. So where do you guys sit here? Personally, I always try and sit at the back, nearer the back. What are you doing? This should be the other way around. I suppose he's bored, maybe. I don't know. Or is he sleeping? But yeah, this should 100% be the other way around. What was that lady doing behind? I mean, Sumi Masan. So I do imagine it's hard enough in like. Sorry to pause again so quickly, but like what was this lady doing? Is it because he was snoring a little bit? Oh, he did make a bit of a big sound then. I was gonna say like in the UK, it's usually pretty good. I don't go to cinema all that often. I probably go more often than the average person, but it's usually pretty good. Sometimes there is like groups of people talking, and it is annoying. But I think in America, from what I've seen, it's a hell of a lot worse. Like a hell of a lot more mess and a hell of a lot more talking. So I'm kind of glad I don't live in America for the kind of movie culture. Although I do think it's pretty cool as well that sometimes the audience can be so like I think Avengers is like a good example. I don't really watch too many of the Marvel movies nowadays, but the crowd kind of is almost a benefit that they're a bit louder. Whereas I think 99% of the time you want the audience to be quiet because you're trying to focus on a movie. But I do imagine, I haven't really thought about this, Japan would be insanely quiet, and it'd be insane like levels of probably can't even like sniff or like make a sound like that. I imagine it would annoy people. So one of the benefits of Japan, they're so nice and caring of other people. But I imagine in this setting, you'd feel very anxious to like even make the slightest sound by accident, because you might, yeah, you'd be judged by society. I think we've got a good mix in the UK. We're usually pretty what's it called, respectful, quiet, but you always get exceptions. During the Sinners movie, I wanted to watch that, and there was an annoying couple people in front of me to the left who kept going on their phones, so I kept getting a flash of light, and that was just really like, it's just something little, but it was just annoying that it kept drawing my attention over. She's crying. That went pretty well, didn't it? Although, yeah, it would be a bit like you fell asleep. It was such a touching movie. There is, I think it's from Yakuza, isn't it? Like a dragon. Ichiban kind of falls asleep during movies. I think that is a phenomenon, isn't it? It's quite a cozy place. Some people just get really relaxed there. It's understandable. I don't think I could do that. Just because you've got a bunch of randoms around me, they could steal anything and so on. Ah, thanks, dickhead. It's like the boy from the school. I'm really intrigued as to what they're going to try and do with this character. Are they going to try and make like redeem him? Like again, I'm really interested as to what they're going to do because they've shown him a few times throughout. Obviously, we saw earlier, but even before that. My body is tribute. Yes, we were. Yes, we were. Thank you very much. Good. And she said that loud. I understand though. She was so adamant, and there was such ferocity in her saying that because she didn't want him to look bad. And yeah, I feel like he did want to apologise there. Which again, I do respect. I mean, they shouldn't have said that nasty other stuff anyway, but especially when you are a kid like this, there is room to change. There is room to grow as a person. Some people that have been on the other end of stuff like this really can't accept that people can change. People that have been like bullied and such, and so it's a little bit sad in both directions. I mean, of course, it's horrible to be bullied, but it's also like I think to get past that, you do need to accept people can change and people can apologize and regret the things that they once did. That was a huge thing in Takopi that was airing recently. People were just like, these characters will never be redeemed, and they were like 6 years old. Like, I'm pretty sure they can. I'm pretty sure you can change as a person, being like 6 years old. But yeah, the way she said that out loud, it would make me feel like if I was Owen, I'd be like, oof, damn, she's denying it that adamantly. But as I said, I feel like when you look at her from her perspective, she was just like she was trying to not make him look bad. Very respectable. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame he didn't get the opportunity to apologise right there. He's still friends with those two people though, which I assume that they're the same two people, which is like not great. Like, yeah, Ubansky. It's my number one love. Get back here. Get back here. Get over there. Get out. I would have been. It would have been handy if you said that a minute ago. Still just running, just like nothing's happened. Absolutely. Anything but Tabitha. Anything but. Who gives a fuck if they do? Again, I can understand how it does get on someone's conscious. Like, she hasn't even gone out with him yet. And I do imagine she will get a lot of, oh, you could do so much better. You could, why are you good out of her? And so on and so forth. And it's just, I hate that. It's really hard to, like, for her to, like, grow to get past that. Like, people say, like, you shouldn't care what people think. And it's much easier said than done. But, I hope we do see her get past all this shit. Let's go. Oh, what was that for? That was hard. That sounded fucking Jesus. Bibito. Again, much easier said than done, but again, I'd love to. Oh yeah. How long? Training, by the way. Yeah, don't make her too don't train her too well. Well, that would be fun. I think there is something a bit more attractive about that as well, isn't there? About having a relationship in secret like this. Oh, he's got the flowers. Not doing a great job at the secrecy though, really, is it? Anybody can walk in. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really love the ending there. Love the music as well. The music's usually always really good with stuff like this, but yeah, really brought the emotions up there at the end, and yeah, lovely ending. There was quite a bit of focus on the side cast, which I did say I didn't really want to see too much of the end here, but I thought they'd done a pretty good job of it actually. And they did, and there was a lot of focus for Ueno and Tabata. And yeah, lots of stuff that pissed me off today in terms of like things I absolutely hate seeing in like the real world and hate hearing about like other people and such. So yeah, this episode was a bit of a trigger for me, to be honest. But yeah, again, like the Garu, and I always forget the guy's name, to be honest with you. It's a really strange name. Um, but yeah, this guy Tomu. What's his other name? Tomu just like isn't the name I know him by. But yeah, something promising between these two right here. I thought was really cool. The apology it wasn't exactly like it didn't outwardly exactly say what the real scenario was, but I'm really happy to see him kind of apologize for that. That was really nice. Nice little movie date here as well. Again, a bit of a shame that this guy didn't get to apologize. I'd like to see like some redemption in that area. Again, I feel like him kind of making new friends would probably be a good step as well, considering he seemingly still friends with those people that were talking absolute nonsense about his about Tabata. So maybe they've grown as well. Who knows? But I do respect that he does want to apologize. That is quite big of him. Again, shouldn't have. It wasn't. It didn't like just judging off the character designs. It didn't seem like that awfully long ago. So it's yeah. I mean, it's still really horrible, but yeah. Yeah, lovely way to end off. I was kind of hoping for a kiss, to be honest. I'm not sure about you guys, but even so, I think this is a lovely segment here, wasn't it? Right to finish things off, and hopefully we get a season 2 because again I've really enjoyed this so far. Certainly one of the most underrated anime. Well, again I don't know how to say that. Because I think it is rated reasonably fairly. Like it's not the best thing ever, but I just like there's a soft spot for this show in my heart. So I'm do hoping this does get a season 2. I can understand why people might not like it. I can accept that it's got plenty of flaws and such, but again, I've had a really fun time. So I'm hoping there will be a season 2 at some point. There probably is like a million romance shows still waiting for like a season 2 though, so I've not got too much hope in that regard. But yeah, I've seen plenty of worse shows get season 2, 3, 4. 5s in terms of like Shield Hero and such recently. So yeah, you never know. Again, let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought about the series as a whole as well. I think on the progression kind of side of things, I think it's done really well in that regard. It's actually progressed at a kind of steady, good rate, whereas that's my usual kind of issue for a lot of romance shows. It's usually goes like this. It's like a graph that just goes whoop, whoop, and it just kind of lulls for ages. I think this one's had like a kind of steady kind of rise up. But yeah, again, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys said like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll see you guys hopefully if a season 2 comes.